Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to week 10 of Business Ethics. Welcome to chapter 10 of Business Ethics. Making it stick, doing what's right in the competitive market. Another really interesting chapter, a short chapter actually. Our learning outcomes, develop the key components of an ethics policy. So we're going to be looking at what are those key components. If we're writing a code of ethics, what should we be putting in that code of ethics? What are the primary aspects we should be focusing on in that code of ethics? Analyze the ramifications of becoming a transparent organization. We say that in so many aspects of our lives. Oh, I wish the communication was more transparent. Oh, I wish so-and-so was more transparent. Organizations need to have that transparency internally and externally. So we're going to be talking about becoming a transparent organization. Understand the difference between reactive and proactive ethical policies. Hopefully your ethical code of ethics, your ethical policies are good enough, are established so that you're always on the proactive end, but you never know when you're going to need to be reactive. And you're going to understand the difference between them and what considerations, if you need to be reactive, what are the considerations at that time? It's always better to be proactive, but sometimes we do need to be reactive. We need to react to a situation. And that's when a lot of stress, anxiety, what do I do, comes into play. And so we need to know the difference and maybe some starting points when we need to be reactive. Discuss the challenges of a commitment to organizational integrity. So developing organizational integrity, and what are the challenges of that commitment to that integrity? We always want to be, we always want to have high integrity. We always want to make sure that we are. But things happen, and sometimes we're put in a position, our numbers were not high in the spring months, but the product that we sell is very robust in the summer. So our numbers were not necessarily good in the spring, but we know that our numbers in the summer are going to be huge, and they're going to outweigh those spring numbers so much that by the time we get to fall, it's not going to matter. Summer's just going to be awesome. What do we do about those spring numbers? We want to have the integrity to own up to those spring numbers, and we should own up to them. And then we can turn the negative into a positive. Yes, spring was not good, but in the springtime when our numbers were low, we were working to make the summer better. So that commitment to organizational integrity. Like I said, this is a short chapter, but it's a very, very important chapter. It talks about this establishing a code of ethics, and it tells you on this one page to look at some code of ethics from something like the Association of Computing Machinery or the American Society of Civil Engineers. So it gives you some examples to look at. It also talks about support the code of ethics with extensive training for every member of the organization. Every member is held to that code of ethics, every member, and they should have training on that code of ethics. And maybe something will need to be explained. Maybe something is not as clear, or maybe there's some misinterpretation. So we need to have training on the code of ethics. Hire an ethics officer. Okay, put somebody in charge of ethics so that there is somebody for people to go to if they have questions. There is somebody to go to if they have concerns. Hire an ethics officer. I like this one. Celebrate and reward the ethical behavior demonstrated by employees. Ethics is something that we should just be doing, but don't just let it go by. If you see something let's reward it. Let's acknowledge it. You know, sometimes doing the ethical thing is not always the easiest. And, you know, if the numbers are not good in spring and then they're amazing in fall, hey, great job bringing those numbers up. You know, don't make somebody feel as if they have to hide the numbers, even though those numbers are going to be brought up and everything's going to be fine. Don't make somebody feel as if they have to hide the numbers. Reward the good. We don't always have to punish the negative, but let's reward the good. So like I said, this is definitely an important chapter, but a very, very short chapter. Didn't count the pages, but it's quite short. But it's a very important one. We are in week 10. If you have not watched the Enron documentary, please do that. Work is due Wednesday, December 20th. Wednesday, December the 20th. Okay? Week 11, Wednesday. Grades have to be in by Friday, so I need all the work done by Wednesday night so that I can grade on Thursday. The Enron documentary, it's a bit over an hour, but it's not really a hard assignment. I'm just asking you to look for the ethical, based on everything that we've learned in here. I want you to touch on the topics that stand out. So have your book with you. And, you know, like I mentioned, we talk about establishing the code of ethics this week. Enron had a 64-page code of ethics. So that's something that you could mention in there. Touch on the ethical or the unethical aspects that took place at Enron, and use your book to cite why that was inappropriate, what happened, what maybe they could have done, if there's a hint in here of something that could have been done, because we do talk about being reactive to a situation. So you're going to be looking for the unethical aspects that took place, and then you're going to be commenting on them.
I'll be back, Sandy.
Throughout the for your paper. Sorry, somebody just said goodbye. So please, if you have any questions, but watch that documentary. So if you do have any questions, you can reach out to me now in week 10 so we can discuss it, because week 11 is going to be very, very short. So please do not wait on watching that video, and reach out to me about questions related to that now in week 10. Have an amazing week 10, and take care.